Hello. Well, I've started a new series called The Straddlers, and I wrote about this in Future Vision, my last book. The Straddlers are the people that help others move from one place to another, as in the past to the future. What worked in the past doesn't work now. I'm seeing so many people struggle. That's why I put this together. I'm looking out for the people who have this natural instinct of what's changed in the world and are we going to do things differently? It's a whole different way of being. Everything's different these days. Even going to the bloody bank's different. Everything's different. But the major parts of our life we need some help with, and today we're looking at love. And I think love, the whole way of finding love, relationships has changed so dramatically since my day because I'm an old girl. So today I've got an expert here, Rebecca Gabriel. Welcome.
Hi Anne, how are you? You good?
I'm really good. Yeah,
Good.
no, I'm really good. And I just think this is such a important subject 'cause I think people struggle these days with love life. I mean, I know because they come to me for readings, and years ago we'd just go off to the local dance and you'd meet a fella, and that was it. And it's
Yeah,
just not like that anymore. It's all
I
all
think with
changed.
these apps, it's so easy come, easy go, swipe yes, swipe no, and people
Yeah.
just become so like, oh, he's got the wrong top color hair. No, I don't want that. But there's more to love than just the face on these apps.
I really agree with
Mm.
that. I find people focus on the wrong things. They kind of worry too much about the bank balance or what the person does for a living. And to me,
Mm,
it's you have that connection. To me, it's about
absolutely.
that connection. So, what made you start working with this?
Because I was fed up of being single. I was on my own for 14 years because I just kept on dating the wrong guys. And I just thought, no, not going to go down that path again. And I got to the age of 50 and I lost both my parents, so very close together. And so I found myself alone. And I thought, well, there's only one person that can help me, and that's me. So I started to look at myself and started to look at my beliefs, my fears, all these things that manifest that in your inside world that you project out to other people.
Yeah, and that
I
that.
stopped.
Sorry, go
I
on.
stopped using the apps as well.
You did. It's funny. I they give me the heebie-jeebies, but I meet a lot of people who've met their partner on the apps. Um, But I think for me, as I say, I come from a different time. I think I'd lose confidence, and I think I'd feel a bit cattle market on the apps. I don't. I mean, they wouldn't work for me at all. But
It's
I,
too easy to ghost people when they're on the apps, and you just think, well, what did I do wrong? Well, it's fine. But people do hide behind the keyboard. And
yeah.
yeah, I stopped all that. And I met somebody at 51, um, and we are now living in a lovely home. We've moved to Devon, we've created something wonderful together, and we are soulmates.
I
But
love that. I love
yeah,
that. So, what changed in you?
I became more confident in myself, but I also the beliefs that I had um very bad attachment styles. And I think that was the game changer for me when I started to read and learn about my attachment styles.
What is that? I've never heard of that. What is attachment
Different
styles?
types of attachments. I had a nervous attachment, there was insecure attachment. There's so many different types of attachments. And where these attachments come from is the inner child. So that's what I like to work on. Your inner child, your old beliefs, your old patternings, the seeds that are implanted in our psyche, in our energy field. And I was just dating all the guys were all the same, showing me this. But until you become aware of it, you're not aware of it.
So that's really interesting. And when you work with people, you can help them discover their attachment. What is it? Attachment.
Attachment styles.
Yeah. So you
Mm.
can help them. That's really interesting because we do end up with a type, don't we? I've told the story before about a friend of mine came up from London, and we all went to the pub lunchtime, and the girl had come up. Her friend had come with her, never been to the area before, didn't know anybody, nobody knew her, and she having I just put up for a partner. She's pretty up, but he was a major gambler, really, really big gambler.
Mm.
And so they were always, money's gone missing off her credit card. It was a horrendous way to live. He lied a lot because you will do when you've got an addiction. And the pub filled up. It was really busy. It was stacked, dozens and dozens of people there. The one guy that I knew was a big gambler. He took one look at her. She took one look at him, and they were like, ding. And you think you might as well have had it stamped on your forehead. But how did that happen? And it is, as you
Mm.
say, it's not just the logic. It's there's something in us that attracts that same pattern over and over.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm honest, I used to go for the bad boys because there was something in me that liked the chase.
Mm,
I was addicted to drama. And if I didn't have that drama, albeit outside of my world or inside of my world, then there was something wrong with me. So that's why I subconsciously wanted to feel neglected because it was, oh my God, this is the drama.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
It
Mm.
gives you plenty to talk about with your mates, doesn't it? I mean, who hasn't sat with their mates analysing what's going on and why did he do that and why didn't he do that and
It's
what's
a form of
changed and
addiction. It is a
yeah.
form of addiction. Mm,
I
yeah.
had a girl years ago that was so bad for this, and she would actually go, listen, listen. He left this message on my voicemail. What do you think he means? And he'd go, "Hi, Wendy, could you?" And it's not any of the Wendy's we know, by the way. "Hi, Wendy, could you redo that order and I'll collect it Friday?" Because she worked somewhere. He'd pop in, and she'd go, "Can you hear that in his voice? Can you hear?" And you can't reason with her. There was no reasoning with her. She was obsessed reading a lot into it. So but I also think that I quite like people meeting, just on a online. 'Cause I think if you around people, you get a better idea of whether you connect or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
It's hard.
my partner's actually a very old friend of mine. It's her brother-in-law. So
Oh wow.
yeah. Yeah.
That works, doesn't it? Because you kind of already got it's like a warm lead.
Yeah.
In sales, it'd be a warm lead. That'd be
Yeah.
a warm lead. So when you work with somebody, what happens?
Well, we talk about their own love story, their old patterning and what's happened, because once you get it out
Mm,
and you can talk to me about it, I can say, well, this, that, and that's happened. And then once they get it out to me, I don't want to hear it again because that's old news. And then we'll go
brilliant.
into old beliefs. And I do a process that, we can work on old beliefs. And then it's again reprogramming.
I
Mm,
like that because it's too easy to keep sitting telling the story, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
you can actually do this type of work and just listen to people over and over. And then he did this, then he did that, and then that happened, and they're not
Mm,
changing anything. I really like that you just work with them. They tell you the story once, then stop. Because people do get into the habit of just talking about what's happened and how bad it's been or what's gone wrong. You need to know the initial story, but after that, now we get down to work.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I bring in future progression as well because I want them to realise that their future man might not be tall, dark, and handsome. He might be blonde and only 5 foot, but it's what he brings to the table that matters.
We often end up with the opposite of what we're usually drawn to. I find
Yeah.
lots of people end up with the absolute opposite. So, what 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 do people need to know these days? I mean, they're looking for love. A lot. I meet so many people looking for love, and they don't know whether to do the online dating or they've tried it, but they're not meeting the right people. People don't have so much of a social life. I mean, what advice can you give people?
I would say many things, I can do many things, but it's actually knowing what their actual wants and needs are. Because once you know what your needs are in a relationship, then you go out there and you look for it. Um, my needs were completely different to what I was when I was 20. I was 50 and I needed someone to be a best friend for me.
Mm, yeah.
And I think that's the main thing. If you're best friend with someone, then you can develop more than a friendship and a love ship.
That's
Mm,
lovely. That's lovely. I think that's so missed. But yeah, your partner should be your best friend, do stuff together. But I often say with my husband, we sort of say we back each other up.
yeah.
One of us having
Mm,
a tough time, the other one sorts the other one out. Is that it should really be two people backing each other up on this journey through life and being good to each other or supporting each other or listening to each other. And you have to see with couples that when one of them's having a tough time, the other one actually starts getting a bit blaming or moaning. You go,
yeah.
forget all that. Just work together.
You
You
have
know.
to like each other as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that goes in really, if you don't like yourself, then you're not going to like another person. So
Yeah.
it's about liking yourself and loving yourself, and then you'll radiate someone that is on that frequency with you.
I love this. I'd love you to do some workshops as well. I think some
Mm,
workshops would be really interesting. But I know you're coaching people one to one, and that I think, yeah, people go out there looking for love, but they're not looking at why they're not attracting what they want.
yeah.
I think you've got something really cool there where, you sometimes it's only one little change or a bit of a tweak and
Mm.
everything changes. And a lot of it is, I often find the belief system. Or I was talking about a girl yesterday, she's a friend of a friend, and all her life she's only wanted to marry somebody top of the game. So she's not this, but it's the equivalent of an air hostess going, I only want to marry a pilot. I only want to marry a pilot. I won't say what
Yeah.
industry it is because we were mixed in the same circles. And all for her 20s, she'd go on the odd date and it didn't quite. All of a sudden, she's in her 40s, too late for her to have children. And the pilots that were single were dating the 20-year-olds. All of a sudden, she's 40. So they're not.
Yeah.
She had this one guy that worshipped her. He just loved her, really lovely guy. And she never used to notice him. He waited years, and eventually she ended up with him, still not appreciating him. Just go, there's this amazing guy that adores you. Them guys, they run, the pilots that she came across were dating multiple girls. They weren't, and they weren't the big dream, but she wanted the image, I suppose, rather than going, me and that guy get on so well together.
Yeah.
We're so brilliant. And now her life's gone really, really backwards. And that guy's so there for her. And he's an absolute darling. As you say, sometimes it's just having that. You got to fancy the person. I think that's important. I think you got to have that where you laugh together, you fancy each other. That's part of it. But often people are seeing it in the wrong way, I think.
Yeah. I think it grows as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and also you've got to remember that passion dies out quite quickly as well. And I
Mm.
can hear my mum's voice when I'm saying that. Because this is what she always used to say to me. And yeah, you have to love yourself. It all goes back to that, loving yourself.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. When you feel good about yourself, it draws people to you, doesn't it? I just find I know it's with my friends. I mean, I remember years ago being out with a whole bunch of girls, and one of them, she spent hours and hours and hours getting done up. Honestly, she's like a Christmas tree, very pretty, but a Christmas tree. And what I mean by that is every
Yeah.
trinket, eyelashes, the whole lot, lips. And we're all out. And the other girl, they're all good-looking girls, but the others were a bit more relaxed. They're pint of beer, feet up on the table, no makeup, old pair of jeans, and the men just were like, whoa, at them, not noticing the girl that's very done up. They weren't because it was all the posy and pouting and everything. And they just straight away
Oh,
noticed the girls that were comfortable in their own skin. And I stood there watching and thought, whoa, that's really, really interesting how those girls are really drawing. The ones women always think they got to spend a fortune on what they look like. That don't even come into it. Some of the girls I've met that are the most popular with guys don't give a sod. They're really laid back. It's that air they've got about them, being
absolutely.
comfortable in their own skin. And
Mm.
I love
And
this.
unfortunately, we're not all Instagram models, and Instagram or any social media platform does portray this image that, we've
Mm.
always got to be looking great and, have these pert little bottoms and everything's perfect, but we're not. We're all perfectly imperfect, and that's what we need to know.
But when you look back at
Mm.
somebody like Marilyn Monroe, I mean, she had cellulite, she had a flabby belly, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, she's the most beautiful woman." Is that some people ooze something, and it's got to be, I really like myself, and I think that does cover it. So what is it you offer people?
Well, I offer a 12-week program and it's one-to-one, and you have each week a 90-minute session with me and an ongoing support on WhatsApp. Each session is catered to you as a person, so it's not all fits everything. One week you could come to me and you've got a problem about past lives. We could talk about that, or we could talk about, something happened when you were a child. So, after 12 weeks, I will get you ready so you can manifest your ideal partner. I'm not guaranteed that you could walk out the door and some Mr. Right will walk in the door, but it's about loving yourself and also getting yourself ready. What you portray into the outside world and the inside world's really different. Even a little bit of feng shui, getting your house ready, getting your bedroom ready. No?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. I've really noticed people when they've changed the feng shui, how it changes their energy. I love this. This is great. So you were going to do a little
Yeah, a little meditation.
meditation. Ooh.
So this meditation's all about letting go. And once you let go, you invite in because you're letting go and then you're allowing space to come in. And I want people just to maybe see their future partner.
Ooh, this is good.
So if anyone can just sort of sit back, relax, and just finding your peace within yourself, just slowly, comfortably close your eyes and taking a deep breath in and slowly releasing and allowing yourself to sink into the surface beneath you, feeling supported and safe. I want you to take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, let go of any tension, any worries, allowing yourself to be fully present in the here and now. In this sacred moment, I invite you to bring your attention to your heart. Place your hand over your heart. Feel the warmth of your own touch, connecting with the rhythm of your heartbeat. Imagine a soft, soothing light filling this space, radiating warmth and healing energy into your heart center. Let it expand, filling your chest with warmth, peace, and compassion. As you breathe into this space, bring to mind any old hurts or wounds that still linger, memories, words, or situations that have shaped your heart but no longer serve you. These may be past loves, disappointments, fears of rejection. See them gently drifting into the light, surrounded by loving energy. With each breath, feel the old energies lifting, floating away, like leaves gently carried in the breeze. Release them, allowing them to dissolve and return to the universe, knowing that they no longer define you. As you feel this release, notice a sense of spaciousness in your heart, like an open door, inviting new loving energy to enter. Visualize the essence of a partner you wish to call into your life. What are the qualities you admire and cherish in them? See their kindness, their warmth, and understanding. Feel their joy, their laughter, and their grounded presence. Allow yourself to feel the depth of their love and respect for you, just as you are. Take a moment to connect deeply with this person's energy. Visualize them before you, their eyes, building a knowing smile. What message do they bring to, to you at this moment? Listen with your heart. Perhaps they come with words of reassurance or a reminder that you are truly worthy of love, just as you are. Reflect on what this relationship will teach you. What qualities within yourself are they inviting you to explore? See the lessons that you will learn together, the growth, the joy, the balance. Notice how you feel in their presence, safe, uplifted, truly seen. Let this feeling expand within you. A beautiful affirmation of your readiness to receive this love. Now ask yourself gently, am I ready to welcome this love into my life? And now allow any feelings or answers to arise without judgment, simply observing. And when you feel ready, take a deep breath, sealing this intention of love, openness within your heart. As you breathe out, bring your awareness back to the present moment. Take one last deep breath, filling yourself with gratitude for this journey. And when you are ready, come back into the room.
Oh, that was brilliant. Oh, I love that. It's made my eyes water. That was weird. I mean, when you did the first part and any memories or whatever, I remember I just had this flash of my dad when he was broken by my mother's behavior. I just suddenly saw him really like struggling, because they're both crazy people. But yeah, just immediately, boom, that was really good.
Mm.
I really like that. I think that's really lovely. And I don't see anything out there for people to help them with love. There isn't not what you're doing. I'm not seeing
No.
anybody doing
Well,
what you're
we're
doing.
not showing it,
No.
and I'm 53 now. My parents were war babies, so
Yeah, yeah.
my dad didn't know his father for 8, 9 years, and my mother's father died when she was young, but there wasn't that communication. And
No, no.
growing up as a teenager, I didn't know how to express myself. I didn't know how the words. I didn't know boundaries. God, I learned the hard way about boundaries. And if I can show people boundaries or what to do and what to say in love, it will just make everyone's life easier.
I just think
Mm.
it's really important to go through life with a great partner. And I see so many people on their own long term, and you just think how many more years will pass just to have somebody brilliant in your life. It just
Mm.
makes that big difference. And I just really think the world would be a better place if everyone had a great partner that's a match for them. I just think, yeah, I
Yeah.
love this. I love the program, and I think people need to work their way through things. It isn't something where you read one little book and it's all sorted. I think this really can make a big difference
Well,
for
we're all different, aren't we? Like every
we
pebble
are.
on the beach, every
Yeah,
wave, we're all different, and no your size fits all.
absolutely. So
Mm.
how can people find you?
They can find me on Facebook, or I've got a website which I shall put in the link.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, contact me. We can have a free, 30-minute chat and see if we're a great fit.
brilliant. We'll put a link in the comments. But this is fabulous. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed that, and I love the medit. I don't often switch off, and I went, oh, I drifted off really well then. That was
That's
really
good.
nice.
That's good. I'm pleased. I'm pleased.
We'll talk again. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.